I'm Rich Beck, a merchandiser for SAS. In this video, I'm going to go over the process of ordering bag goods. Here you see an outline of the topics we're going to cover. In this service, your goals are to, first of all, get an accurate on-hand count and then come up with a thought-out order that keeps the store well-stocked but not overstocked. The worst situation is the store running out of product. Garden managers often have a good idea of what they want. Our job is to give them a picture of what they have on hand, what their sales have been, what the upcoming ads are, and what you think a good order would be. Our second goal is to have a clean fax order form. An order form that is missing key information causes delays and may even result in a mistake in processing or billing an order. If the order has stray marks, cross-outs, and etc., it's hard for the soil companies and the garden buyer to read, and again may cause delays or mistakes in processing the order. I'm going to show you a process on how to come up with an order that meets both of these goals. If you have your own process that accomplishes these goals, then obviously keep using it. All the worksheets and forms that will be shown are available in GAMS. So first, check in with the garden manager and sign in the garden book. On the sign-in sheet is a place for your name and date, and a place to record orders and who you talk to. The book has last year's sales chart, previous orders, blank order forms, and ad information. There's also a place to keep copies of orders. What's nice is that if it's maintained, there's a record of orders by you and the store, and it helps better communication between you and the store. The first step in the order process is the stock count. If you're not familiar with the different Sungrow and Mountain West products, there is a picture guide in GAMS. It also has pallet counts for each item so you can figure fractions of pallets, as seen here. Using a separate piece of paper and not the order form, do the stock count. I use this sheet that fits 4 stores on one piece of paper. Here are some typical locations to check for product. There's the bullpen, and you'll probably have to ask for a key to get in if you can't see from the outside what's inside. There's the outdoor garden run, meaning the pallets that are on the ground, full and partial pallets. There's the steel racking, again looking for partial and full pallets. There are also end caps and floor stacks, either in the outdoor garden or indoor garden. There's also the inline set, which is Black Gold 16 quart and Turf King 20 quart potting soil. Other locations where they're located is in the fuel center and the home and grocery entrances, typically bark mulch and the 20 quart potting soil. This is a completed stock count, and as you can see, doing it this way keeps the order form clean and uncluttered. Once the stock count is done, transfer the counts to a company worksheet and figure the order. There's a worksheet for Sungrow and one for Mountain West. Again, these are in GAMS. As you can see, they copy the format of the order form. You can fit 4 to 6 weeks of calls on one sheet per store. So with this form, you can figure sales for last week, meaning minus last week's count plus received order quantities. You can note pending orders, and that information will be put in the on order column on the order form. And you can also note ad info, and we should be getting ad info for 1 to 4 weeks out. This is the type of ad information we would receive. From the worksheet, fill in totals on the fax order form. Clearly write your name, the date, the store number, and the store name. For on-hand pallets, use whole numbers, fractions, or decimals, but not bag counts. Write in the on order pallets column anything on order that hasn't been delivered yet. If there are any 0 on hands, write an X and not a 0. There are 2 vendors we are writing orders for. Sungrow markets the Black Gold brand and also Fred Meyer's private label Turf King brand. Mountain West is the other vendor. They market the Mountain Magic brand. For Black Gold and Turf King, soils are ordered together. Their truckload amount is 22 pallets. Any amounts less than that will be shipped through Fred Meyer's Chehalis warehouse. Peat moss is a Black Gold product, but is shipped from a different facility, so it is ordered separately. It is not ordered by the truckload, so it will only come through Chehalis. For Mountain West, the truckload amount is 28 pallets. Any amount less than that will be shipped through Chehalis. An important thing to remember is that Sungrow and Mountain West are separate companies. Therefore, their orders cannot be combined. So, how to come up with an order? What the garden buyer and the soil companies want us to do is order truckload orders when possible. The advantage of a full truck is that it will be delivered that week. Orders coming through Chehalis take time, at least 2 weeks or longer as the season goes on. However, you won't be able to order a full truck every time anyway, nor would you want to. Every store is different, but most don't sell that much. That is where you use recent sales, upcoming ads, and last year's period sales as a guide. Use recent sales, ad info, and last year's sales by period as guides for the suggested order amount. What you can use as a starting point or rule of thumb is that total sales for the same period last year is what the store should have on hand. So the first time through, write down what they need to order to get to that period account. For reference, period 1 starts February 1st. And as we look at examples, you will see that all figuring is done on a worksheet and not on the order form. This keeps the order form clean. It is only the information needed by the buyer and the soil companies. If you get to 14 pallets in a suggested order, you should bump it up to 22 or 28 pallets. Add the bigger sellers. For Black Gold and Turf King, it's Turf King 20-quart potting soil, and for Mountain West, it's bark mulch. Use recent sales and last year's sales as a guide. Let's use store 128 as an example. It's early in the season, and they are out or low on several Sungrow items. Making an order that fills out of stocks and period 1 and 2 levels gets to 14 pallets. Looking ahead to periods 3 and 4, the increased order would be sold. See Black Gold all-purpose 2 cubic foot. They're supposed to have 128 bags, which is approximately 3 pallets. And the Turf King 20 quart, 368 bags is approximately 4 pallets. If the total you get to is less than 14 pallets, that's okay. Just let the garden manager know it could take over 2 weeks for the product to arrive through the Chehalis warehouse. That means you need to look at least 2 weeks, preferably 3 weeks ahead when figuring your order. Let's use store 93 as an example. It's in the middle of the season and Mountain West sales are moving along. On 5/6, they're on hands or right in the range for period 4, except for bark mulch. 465 bags is about 9 pallets and they have 7 on hand. There's also a good ad price on some items, so the garden manager decided to bring in a few boards. The next week's sales were heavier, so again, looking at the previous week's order that's in transit, recent sales and last year's sales, this is the order we came up with. Once you've come up with a suggested order, consult with the garden manager, make the case for what you think they should order. But keep in mind that orders are done in consultation with the store, meaning that they have the final say. Try to build a positive relationship with the garden manager. Good communication obviously is key. If you're unsure of an order, they are a good resource. They will often have a good idea of what they want. Garden managers might be concerned with the weather, how much storage space they have, or whether inventory is soon. Keep in mind that our job is to give them a picture of what they have on hand, what their sales have been, what the upcoming ads are, and what you think a good order will be to keep them in stock. Also, make sure they sign the order. To finish things up, if there is an order, fill in order quantities on the form. Write only in the boxes you're ordering, and again, try to make the copy as clean as possible. If the order is for a full truckload, get a purchase order, also known as a PO, from the garden manager or non-food receiving clerk. Give them the vendor number on the order form. The PO is 8 digits. Please write it accurately. An invalid PO can cause delays in shipping the order and can even result in soil companies not getting paid for their product. If there is no order, put an X in the total box and write that there is no PO. And also make a note in comments. We need to be on record that we talked to a manager and they declined an order. Also, if there is an order, but less than a truckload, write that there is no PO also. Fax the order form to the number at the top of the form, even if there is no order. It is the record of your service call. Fax while in the store before you leave, and be sure to take the fax confirmation. Sign out of the garden book. Record order information and who you talked to, and the date of your next service call. Leave a copy of the order and fax confirmation in the book. See the second page of the order form for further information. Remember to stock Turf King 8-quart and 20-quart potting soil on the inline set, and also stock the Black Gold 8-quart and 16-quart soils on the inline set. Okay, I hope this was informative, and if you have any further questions, please contact your supervisor. And again, thanks for your time, and have a great day.